Hey, it's Dan. I haven't posted in a while, but this car is about to go in for paint. Before it does, I wanted to show you my 1985 Toyota Sprinter Trueno GT Apex. I bought this 4 years ago. It was 27 years old at that time, so it was eligible for import under the 25-year law with no modifications. It was bought at auction in Yokohama for about $3,500. These days you'd be much harder pressed to find a car in this condition for that money, but it was a single owner car, about 100,000 kilometers on it, just about 62,000 miles, and you know, there's some additional expense for a broker to bid on it and help me get it shipped over here, but it came very close to what you're seeing here on the outside. I have done some updates that I'm going to show you next though. Okay, the engine bay is very close to stock. It came to me as a stock car, and I've just made a few changes to it. Techno Toy Tuning provided the suspension components. There's a tower bar there. The Apexi intake. We did pop the head off and build a new head. It's still a big port head, but we built a new head with SuperTech valve components and a Tomei pond cam, which is aggressive as you can get it, still being on the factory ECU and having a very good idle. And while we're in there, we just cleaned up a lot of other things. It has a new radiator, it has new belts, and as you can see, we powder coated the valve cover, just made everything look nice. The interior was stock. You know, there was a lot of cleanup to do here. Cracks in the dashboard, cracked interior pieces, sort of standard stuff for being 30 years old. Other than this Reizo shift knob and an American radio, you're pretty much seeing the stock interior from Japan. It's just been cleaned up. And a lot of small parts were added just to make it look clean and consistent throughout. In the back, we did have some upholstery problems because of all the sun that came in and hit those seats, but we used a local upholstery place to clean up some of that material and get it looking good again. All right, the only real issue we had with this car, 27 years out in the Japanese sun, has baked a lot of the clear coat off, so the finish on the car is very poor. We have this kind of damage on every panel on the car that's original, so full paint is what we're going to do. We're of course going to keep the same two-tone paint scheme, the black over gray, but this is a required fix to really make it look good and right. Okay, these Intra wheels are 14x6s. They were stock on the GT Apex in Japan. They were made in Germany. Really cool wheels. I'd like to keep them on the car, and I am going to keep them around. Unfortunately, the center caps are so damaged that I'm not comfortable leaving them on the car right now. But when I find some cleaner center caps, I'll get those sorted out and cleaned up and keep them with the car. One thing that was an issue with this car when I bought it is a little bit of route rust on the hood and the hatch. So this is a plastic hatch. The hatch is being replaced with a TRD hatch and wing, and the hood is going to be a TRD hood. But in the meantime, they have sort of these cheap plastic parts on them. One thing that's very cool on the back of this car that I'd like to show you is the what I've been told is a sticker from the dealership that the car came from. So we're definitely going to preserve that when we do the paint work, because I think that's really cool too. Last thing I'm going to show you is the headlights. I did decide to stick with the pop-ups. A lot of people import from Japan are looking for the fixed headlight cars because it's kind of unique, but I love pop-up headlights. It's one of my favorite things. I'm going to go ahead and fire it up for you. Sound comes courtesy of a Silk Road header and an HKS Sport exhaust. And I will post another video when it's back and everything's been cleaned up and my project's done.